Give it up for my favorite, Adam Kwaselow, everybody. Give it up for him.
Thank you. Oh, I didn't think you had Spotify Premium with that commercial earlier. So I'm a fan of professional wrestling. Are there any pro wrestling fans here? All right, sounds about right. But there are a lot of people who don't appreciate it when an adult enjoys a thing, right? Like, I tell people I like wrestling. Every time they go, you know wrestling's fake, right? So was Empire. At least when the guys on SmackDown stage and attack, they let me watch, okay? Wrestling, people who tell me wrestling's fake have clearly never watched wrestling, okay? Because, like, one of the biggest wrestlers of all time, huge when I was a kid, The Rock, right? Anybody remember his signature move? It was called the People's Elbow. Yeah, you guys remember what that move was? He would run between the ropes, come to a complete stop, dance, and then fall on his opponent. And you mean to tell me they weren't really fighting? When I was in high school, Rey Mysterio fought Eddie Guerrero on pay-per-view for custody of Rey Mysterio's son. That is not how a custody battle works. If it was, my dad would have stone cold stuttered Mom, and my life would have turned out better, okay? I don't know, maybe people who tell me that wrestling is fake have never watched a real sport to know the difference, right? Like Serena Williams, greatest tennis player of all time, right? Pop quiz. Anybody shout it out. How many matches did she win by being the first one to climb a ladder? I've watched a lot of football games. I've never seen the Lions play the Bears, and in the middle of the game, the Packers come out to distract them. Wrestling's fake. Good. Do you have any idea how many people I watched The Undertaker bury alive? I like it better knowing they made it home. My favorite wrestler of all time, he was a guy named Mick Foley. Right? Yes. Very famous for a match where he was thrown off the top of a 16-foot cage and through a table. Wrestling being fake means that was his idea. Like, you try pitching that to your boss. You know, I think would help with our next presentation is if I hit the ground so hard, my tooth came out of my nose. Would that earn me a raise? I do also love real sports, which is the dumbest fucking thing you could be into. Like, my night got ruined last night because somebody dropped a ball wearing the same hat as me, all right? And, like, I'm from Detroit. I'm a Detroit sports fan, okay? We're all from a fucking place, okay? But I live in Chicago, which has its own team, so people will say vicious things to me just because I'm wearing a hat. Like, on my way over here, some guy pointed at me and shouted, "Detroit's fucking bankrupt!" And then he asked me to buy a candy bar for his basketball team. I feel like somewhere in Chicago, there's a guy who knows nothing about sports. He just knows that my hat has a D on it, and this is a C town. And he don't like no other letters. Like, we do dumb shit as sports fans. Like, we'll go to a game and chant, "Defense, defense," as if the players hadn't thought of that. I don't even know why I'm into sports. I think it's because I don't care about politics. But I still want to root for millionaires who will never care about me. My favorite sport is basketball. I was at one of the most famous basketball games of all time. Pistons versus Pacers, right? Yes, the game is very well known because there was a big fight at the end. Some of the Pacers players went into the stands and started hitting fans. But hilarious. But what people don't remember is that game was a blowout. And I was with my brother who's not a sports fan. So we left before the fourth quarter. You ever leave history early? Like, have you ever left a parade right after JFK passed you? Leaving that game early is the biggest regret of my life, and I've had a one-night stand without a condom, okay? I may have fathered a child, but if I had been able to sue Jermaine O'Neal for punching me in the face when I was 14, I could support that child. That's my time. Thank you, everybody.
Adam Kwaselow, everybody. Keep it going for him. Oh, my goodness. Adam can support that child, and somehow this stage can support Adam. Isn't that crazy? It's incredible how that works. Adam, how are you, my friend? Good to have you back.
Hey, I'm glad to be back. It's great to be here. And as a straight white man on the panel,
Yes.
I look forward to being blamed for anybody who wasn't funny enough to make it through.
Ooh.